This is the Doomsday Tool Bag. It doesn't need electricity, it doesn't need Wi-Fi, it just works. Like your grandpa in 1965. Every single tool in here was handpicked to do one thing: survive stupid situations. This isn't your average tool bag, there's no power tools, there's no fluff, but there are a few tools in here that might surprise you.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
Let's start with the obvious, the bag. This is the Prestagon heavy duty roll-up tool bag. If there's a disaster, bombs, or Buc-ee's is out of beaver nuggets, you're gonna be frazzled. You need something that's quick, organized, and easy to use. A regular metal toolbox? Nah, that's a giant dinner bell for zombies, and a tool scrambler. The Prestagon keeps your tools visible, in place, and ready, even if you eat it down a flight of stairs. It's got clear reinforced pockets so that you can see everything at a glance. It's got a freaking kickstand, built-in magnets to hold your parts while you work, and it's built like your grandpa in 1965. All right, the bag is dialed in. Now it's time to talk about what actually goes in it. Every tool I'm gonna show you is linked down below in the description and the pinned comment, but before we dive in, here's a few rules that I followed. Number 1, no electricity. Everything in here works off-grid, just like you will. Number 2, reliability. These are proven workhorses. Beat them up, and they're gonna keep going. Number 3, redundancy. If I lose or break something, there is always a backup plan. And number 4, tools only. No first aid kits, no ammo, no camping gadgets. This is the Doomsday Tool Bag, not the bug out bag you've already seen on YouTube a million times. Of course, I had to break a few rules for some extra cool tools. You'll see what I mean in a second. Let's kick things off with the first category, everyday carry. These are the 5 tools I'd shove in my pockets if I couldn't take the whole bag with me. Think mission into a zombie infested building, high trust, multi-purpose, wildly useful tools. Number 1, Demolition Wrench. It's pretty big for an everyday carry, but this is the only tool in the bag that also doubles as a weapon. This is a pry bar for getting into and out of shitty situations, a nail puller, a hammer, an adjustable wrench for nuts, and a certified honker of a blunt force object for people acting like nuts. I left my hammer out of the bag because this thing has about the same size strike face and it weighs twice as much. Solid steel, lifetime warranty, built to survive you and the thing you're surviving. It's big, so the rest of this category, small. Number 2, a BIC Lighter. Zippo looks cooler, sure, and it's refillable, but no one tells you the fluid dries out in a week, even if you don't use it, which makes it hot garbage in an apocalypse. Actually, cold garbage, because it's not gonna light. Yes, your BIC's gonna run out eventually, but which is easier to find? Another BIC or a gallon of Zippo fluid? Less maintenance, easier to find, flick the Zippo, go with the BIC. Number 3, weatherproof notebook and multi-purpose pen. The notebook, pretty self-explanatory, it works wet. Leave a note, do some math, start a fire, or a spicy romance. Dear John, I was thinking about you while packing my tool bag today. But the pen is where it gets real spicy. This thing is one of the coolest Amazon finds I've had in a while. I carry it daily, apocalypse or not. It's a refillable pen, a ruler, a level, a bottle opener, a micro Phillips and slotted screwdriver, and a flashlight. Yeah, the battery won't last forever, but it might save your tushy first. And it's only $8. I own 3. Well, I owned 3. I lose them all the time. Number 4, the RovyVon Aurora A8. I know, I said no electricity, but trust me, I've got a way to recharge this thing with no power, no solar, and no generator. We'll get to that later. In my opinion, this is the undisputed king of EDC flashlights. It's my number 1 most used item in the whole bag. I've carried this exact one with me every day for a year, and it still looks brand new. It may be made out of plastic, but it's built like a tank, and it's got so many features that I'm gonna have to speed run it. 72-hour moonlight mode, low mode, medium mode, quick access to high mode, aka blind your buddy for fun mode, headlamp mode, magnet, ambient light low, ambient light high, red light, red beacon, red rave, and a UV light, all that in the size of a AA battery. Chef's kiss, I love mine. And number 5, the GOAT of survival pocket tools, the Leatherman Signal. If I could only carry one tool, it's this. Almost everything else in the bag is just a backup to what this thing can do. This is your get out of hail free card, solid stainless steel, lifetime warranty, stupidly reliable. Let's speed run this one too. Knife, saw, hex driver, bottle opener, clip, pliers, wire cutters, emergency whistle, fire starter, sharpener, Phillips, slotted, can opener, all, and technically they call this a hammer. I call it a suggestion. Just remember, this is a jack of all trades and a master of none. Our next category is full of tools that are easier to use and stronger at their one job, but the Leatherman will always get you out of a pinch. I know some of you are already roasting my EDC picks, so here's my challenge to you. If this video hits 10,000 likes, I'll build your Doomsday EDC from the top comments and put it head to head against mine in a torture test. When you comment, tell me which of my 5 picks yours should replace. I'm pretty confident in my 5 picks, but I'll gladly take my walk of shame if you prove me wrong. That covers the grab and go essentials, but now we're diving into the real meat and potatoes of the kit. The core tools. These are your daily drivers, the ones you're gonna reach for every time, whether you're racing to patch something mid-crisis or you're building a long-term fix. Number 1, sockets. I'm running Icon from Harbor Freight because they've got a lifetime warranty, solid build, and they're relatively cheap, but any reliable no-skip socket set should do. We don't know if we're gonna be dealing with American zombies or European, so you better pack metric and SAE. Number 2, the Icon Bit Ratchet Set. If you've been around my channel, you've seen this before. It's 8 tools in one. Low profile bit ratchet, socket ratchet, screwdriver, nut driver, long screwdriver, long nut driver, T-handle screwdriver, and a T-handle nut driver, and it even has a 4-inch extender for screws and nuts in tight places. Handier than a shirt pocket. The only issue, this case is mildly chunky. So, number 3, the Conquer double-sided combo ratchet. Socket driver in the front, low profile bit ratchet in the back. Why carry this and the Icon ratchet? Because when things go south, you don't want to be fiddling with multi-tool accessories. You want something you can grab and use instantly. Pick it up, slap in a socket or a bit, and go to town. No extra assembly, no fluff, plus it's got 72 teeth versus the Icon 60, so you can engage the ratchet in a tighter space. Not to mention, the Icon is known to wear out eventually. Someday your hex bits might fall through, and when they do, Harbor Freight won't be open to give you a warranty. When it comes to fast, reliable, and efficient, this Conquer is the gold standard. You're almost never not gonna use sockets or bits when you're fixing something, so with that in mind, number 4 is a backup plan to the backup plan. The Leatherman ratchet driver and bit kit. This lets you turn your Leatherman into a full-blown socket or bit ratchet with multiple ways to get the job done. It also adds some extra bit options for odd jobs. Once again, lifetime warranty. The only way you're going without a ratchet is if this bag falls into a volcano, and even then, you might be tempted to go in after. Now look at this. You hate this, don't you? On a good day, it looks like the bottom of a toddler's Lego bin, but in a high-stakes situation, this could quickly become Satan's junk drawer.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Especially in an apocalypse. Enter the free zone 158-hole bit pegboard. Prepare yourself for the most satisfying before and after of the whole video. Every bit snaps right into place. It comes with twist-in socket holders. Pull the socket and the holder stays. Even the ratchets have a home. Still room for an extension and a flex joint, and you've still got space for some extra bits if your gear requires something fancy or an extra 10mm socket. And would you look at that? Would you just look at it? This thing fits perfectly into the pocket. Eerily perfect. I halfway expect FreeZone to announce that they made this specifically for my bag. I've used this on my channel before. These are perfect for organizing any toolbox, and let's just say, you might see me go wild with these in a future video, decking out my full-size roller toolbox. Subscribe if you want to see that. That's one pocket down, but we're just getting warmed up with our core tools. The next pocket, all about tools you can squeeze up on. Yeah. First squeeze, the classics. Slip joint pliers, needle nose pliers, and diagonal cutters. These have been around since your grandpa's been squeezing squeezers, but they're absolutely necessary for any toolkit. Icon, icon, icon. Why? Lifetime warranty, lifetime warranty, lifetime warranty. Second squeeze, Haisstronica wire crimpers. Cushiony handles, smooth action. If they were any softer, I'd have to buy them dinner first. I absolutely love all the Haisstronica electrical options. More to come about these later. Third squeeze, vice grips. The aggressive squeeze. Perfect for holding something in place or practicing overly aggressive handshakes. And that's all the squeezers. One pocket, zero shame. Let's move on before this turns into a different kind of YouTube channel. For our last few core tools, we're filling in the top of the bag, easy access, no zippers. Carpenter's pencil and a Sharpie. If you can't write on it with one of these or the pen, it shouldn't be written on. Mini tape measure. Great for measuring, terrible as tape. Whoever named it needs to be fired. And finishing off with a bang, the Nitecore MH12 Pro. The RovyVon can stun your buddy. This thing can blind his next 3 generations. They literally had to put a sensor on the front so it wouldn't burn a hole in your pocket. One LED, 3,300 lumens. That's 5 times more powerful than the already powerful RovyVon. Doesn't have all the fancy disco lights because it's too busy doing its one job extremely well. On moonlight mode, it runs 650 hours straight. That's nearly a month of it never turning off on one charge. On turbo mode, it throws light 550 yards. That's far enough to see the apocalypse coming and the look of disappointment on its face when it sees your tool bag. I think it's only fair to say that this thing has earned its throne, strapped to the outside of the bag for when you need daylight right now. Core tools, done. But now we're moving on to a different part of the bag, the emergency drawer. These are the tools you grab when there's no time for careful planning and the words good enough sound like poetry. Doesn't matter if it's ugly, doesn't matter if it's temporary, it just has to work until you're somewhere safer than the roof of a moving pickup truck. This category is fix it fast. Number 1, duct tape. There's no fix more redneck, there's no tape more versatile, certainly not tape measure. I went with Stick Click, the new Amazon brand that's gunning for the big dogs. It's a third the price of Gorilla Tape, and so far it's been just as good to me. Subscribe because there's a full Stick Click versus Gorilla Tape torture test coming soon. Big roll, big job, so it rides on the outside of the tool bag. Number 2, folding utility knife with extra blades. The Leatherman has its own knife, sure, but if it's dull, good luck sharpening mid-chaos. Swap a blade and this thing's instantly sharper than the Leatherman on its birthday. Easy peasy, deserves its own tiny pocket. Number 3, bolt cutters. The big boys. Too beefy for their own pockets, so they roll up in the middle like tuna in a sushi roll. Open, close, acquire loot, escape. Number 4, the Toolan Multipurpose Saw. Another Amazon oddball that I love. It's one handle with every type of blade that Home Depot sells. Plastic, wood, metal, bread, consider it cut. It's not built for fine woodwork, but this isn't the Sistine Chapel. This is fix it fast. It's a little bulky, so it's our first tool in the big pocket. Number 5, automatic wire strippers. Electrical work is notoriously slow, but not with these. Clamp, squeeze, done. They're the only reason I'd ever consider doing wiring in a hurry. Without strippers, the rest of your electrical tools are dead weight, and without quality strippers, I won't do that joke. Number 6 is Paracord, but I forgot to record myself talking about it, so think of a dumb joke and insert it here. And number 7, an Arrowmax mini pin drill. You can't recharge a full-size power drill with my off-grid charging setup. Coming up later, so we have this instead. It looks like Apple designed a power tool, and it's surprisingly capable even outside of a Doomsday fantasy. This is perfect for small holes fast. If you need a big hole fast from a distance, that's a different type of Doomsday bag. Duct tape's put away, bolt cutters rolled up, and we survived the emergency for now. But here's the thing, every tool in this bag is useless without the little stuff that makes it actually do something. That's where the hardware comes in. Think of this category like ammo for your tools. If it can be screwed, bolted, patched, or tied, this is the pocket you're digging in. First up, nuts, bolts, washers, lock washers, nails, and screws. A little bit of everything and a few sizes of each. It's standard hardware, nothing special, but you can't fix much without it. Next, zip ties. A wise man once said, if you can't fix it with zip ties or duct tape, it. JB Weld putty, basically metal Play-Doh. Hole in a transmission? No problem. Hole in a boat? Still no problem. Somehow not a Billy Mays ad, but it should have been. Then, super glue. A wiser man once said, why didn't you just super glue it? Loctite. If you were ever annoyed about a bolt coming loose, 2 drops of this and now you can be annoyed by that same bolt never coming loose again for the rest of eternity. Sandpaper for making sharp things smooth and smooth things shine. This next part might shock you. Electrical hardware. For a fast fix, wire nuts. They're not waterproof and they come apart pretty easy, but they're the Usain Bolt of electrical connections. Usain Bolt. Stripped, twist, done. This little container has every flavor they make and it tucks into the hardware pocket perfectly. If you want your wires to last longer, that's where the Haisstronica crimp connectors come in. These pair perfectly with the Haisstronica crimpers from earlier. Crimps take a little longer than wire nuts, but when you do them right, they stay. Add a little heat and boom, waterproof. No heat gun in the apocalypse? No problem. It's not recommended, but your BIC Lighter works just fine. I've been doing it that way for years. Just don't overcook it unless you like your wires well done. The crimpers got swappable teeth for different connector types, which I keep in this little pocket. I bought this set way back in 2022 before I ever started YouTube, and I've never had a crimp connection fail. They've earned their spot right next to the wire nuts. And now the A5 Wagyu of electrical connectors, the Haisstronica solder seals. Shove 2 wires in, hit it with the heat, done. They're welded together with solder and waterproof in one shot. No crimping, no twisting, just hold it steady while you heat. Here's an off-brand solder connector, and here's the real deal Haisstronica. I can tell you it's got thicker walls and better materials, but I'll prove it. If you want to grab yourself some of these, use code GritWork for 20% off anything on the Haisstronica website. They've also got killer deals on Amazon, so check both. Links are down below in the description. And that completes our charcuterie board of electrical connectors. We've covered the anytime tools, we've handled the emergencies, but now the dust has settled, and it's time to fix it right. These are the tools for when you stop surviving and start rebuilding. At this point, you might already have a whole garage to work from, but if not, this is where you start. Let's kick it off strong with my secret battery recharging technique, a hand crank battery bank. It rhymes because it's awesome. You've got low, medium, high, and SOS LED modes. Fully charged, it'll juice an iPhone twice, and when it's dead, you can plug it in, or you can crank that thing. Oh, you thought I was... No. They claim 5 minutes of cranking will give you 1 hour of light on low mode. I've got it fully dead right now. Let's test it. Verdict, it works. To go with it, I've got this super tough travel size charging cable. If you've got the time, this combo will recharge any USB powered device. And since we're talking about cranking, next up is drill bits. The Arrowmax can drill a small hole fast, but for a big one, you're gonna be hand cranking it with the icon ratchet. It'll take time, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be hand cranking this to recharge this. In the apocalypse, every drill is hand crank. Now let's talk precision tools. First up, the Pittsburgh multi-square. I wanted to include a full-size square, but it just wouldn't fit. This one from Harbor Freight is under 10 bucks, lifetime warranty, 3 mini levels, and it doubles as a ruler. Set your angle, lock it in, and you've got a portable straight edge ready to go. These little levels aren't much to work with, so I also packed a line level. Clip it to a string for fences, decks, bricks, drainage, foundations, anything that needs to be level over a long run. And without the string, it's just a regular mini level. Not laser accurate, but totally good enough for most jobs. Speaking of string, Nanocord. Think of it like Paracord's little brother, perfect for heavy-duty sewing. Add some cardboard and duct tape and you've got a hidden compartment for repair needles, safety pins, and thread. Your apocalypse underwear probably have a few holes by now. It's time to patch them up. The WorkSharp Guided Field Sharpener. I've owned this for years. I did a ton of research before buying it in terms of bang for your buck, portability, and the ability for a noob to operate it without ruining a knife blade. This is the best option on the market. Read the directions because how to use it could be its own video. Doomsday survived, society rebuilt, undies patched, and the bag still closes. All the links to all these tools are down below in the description and the pinned comment. If you had fun watching this, hit that subscribe button. I'm new to YouTube, chasing my dreams of going full-time, so every sub counts. My name's Colin, this is GritWork. I'll catch you next time. Breaking news, Doomsday has begun. Mr. Trump was just sitting there at his desk in the Oval Office where he works, and he pressed the button for a Diet Coke to be brought to him. Turns out, it wasn't the Diet Coke button. All Americans are advised to begin fistfighting at Walmart immediately.
Live outside of the Dallas Cowboys Stadium where a 2,000-foot tall tsunami is about to make impact. Restroom wait times are slightly lower than usual, but morale remains the same.